If Harvey hits Texas at hurricane strength, as forecasters have absolutely predicted it will, it'll be the first to make landfall in the state in almost a decade. The National Weather Service, I should say, reports a hurricane typically hits the Gulf Coast of Texas every 6 years. The last one was Hurricane Ike. It slammed the state as a Category 2 hurricane in 2008, killing dozens of people. And Texas has a long history of dealing with these storms. Trace Gallagher has more now. Trace?
And, John, the deadliest hurricane in U.S. history, and for that matter, the deadliest natural disaster in U.S. history, is the Galveston hurricane of 1900 that killed between 6,000 and 8,000 people. The reason the death toll was so high is because back in those days, forecast technology was limited and there were contradictory forecasts. So the people of Galveston had no idea a Category 4 storm was bearing down on them until just hours before it hit. The Great Hurricane, as it's known, packed 145-mile-an-hour winds and a 15-foot storm surge, which was devastating considering the island was only 8 feet above sea level. Galveston has since been raised to 25 feet. A similar Cat 4 hurricane hit Galveston in 1915, but only 11 people died because a much improved warning system was in place. In 1961 and 1970, Hurricanes Carla and Celia were among the strongest U.S. storms ever, both packing winds above 170 miles per hour. John.
Trace Gallagher, some significant storms have hit more recently as well, right?
Yeah, and one of the big concerns of Hurricane Harvey is the possibility of 25 to 35 inches of rain. So in 2001, Tropical Storm Allison hit the northern Texas coast and proceeded to drop 35 inches of rain in Houston. Allison killed 41 people and caused $5 billion in damage. And then remember in 2005, just weeks after Hurricane Katrina, Hurricane Rita came barreling toward Houston as a Cat 5 storm with 180-mile-per-hour winds. A lot of Katrina refugees were staying in Houston at the time. The storm killed 120 people and caused $10 billion in damage. And you mentioned Hurricane Ike in 2008. That was the last storm to hit Texas. Not a very powerful hurricane, but it was a monster storm stretching from Corpus Christi all the way up to the Louisiana border.